Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Look, man, boxing doesn't deserve Terence Crawford. Yeah, I said it and I mean it. Because I'll be honest with you, I just can't believe that people are out here and just saying Terence Crawford is a bum, saying Terence Crawford was lucky to beat Canelo because the real Canelo didn't show up. People are saying Crawford is dumb to go down to 160 and act like he's pursuing greatness when he's done nothing but cherry pick and get lucky his whole career. This is ridiculous, man. Pound for pound king. Redefine greatness. Legacy run after legacy run. Runs towards the danger. 3-time undisputed. Pursuing a 4th undisputed distinction. And he's doing this all while having become champion across 6 weight divisions. Listen. At 160, maybe 6 weight divisions, 4 undisputed distinctions, if he can do it. But you know, some people are afraid to say what I'm saying out loud, so I'm saying it, man. Boxing does not deserve Terence Bud Crawford. The boxing analysts are trash. I'm not talking about YouTubers. YouTubers don't count. We're just out here talking. Some of the viewers like to watch our videos or they don't. But really, most of these cats they're not qualified to talk about boxing. They never done it. That's just being real. And I don't know any of them. Like the bigger platforms, they haven't done anything. But you have some guys who talk about boxing who are qualified because they've actually done it. But the bottom line is, I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about the Max Kellermans and that weirdo. He always looks like his face has always some kind of weird expression on his face. Mike Carpenter, that's his name. He always looked like he has like something like he got a hot something hot in his mouth, a peanut butter in his mouth or something. He always just his face looks crazy. He looks like a freaking madball. But if you're sitting there trying to type a hate comment about Terence Crawford, it just proves my point, man. Terence Crawford has done everything a fighter can possibly do in the sport of boxing and more. I mean everything, man. Nothing he hasn't done. And the way he's done it, he's never done anything the same. The only thing that's been consistent with Terence Crawford is just winning. He is a winner. But yet, somehow, you know, when every time he steps in the ring, the world is sitting back, not celebrating him. But it's like to wait and see if he'll finally lose. That's not support. That's sabotage. That's crazy. Him going to 160. People out here, man, can't wait to see if he goes there and he loses. That's sick. So let's rewind that tape a little bit to understand who Terence Crawford is. The dude come from nothing, man. These are the fighters that we should really be championing. We should be championing these guys. We should be celebrating these guys, recognizing these guys. These guys, man, come from Omaha, Nebraska. Ain't no boxer supposed to come out of no damn Omaha. City wasn't supposed to produce arguably the best fighter ever. You watch Crawford, man, he didn't have a flashy promoter, didn't have a big city backing him, didn't have the media machine pushing his narrative like Canelo, didn't have the meme army like Gervonta Davis. Crawford built his name with his fist, his brain, and ice-cold focus. He just kept winning inside the ring, and when outside the ring, they tried to bury him, shut him down. He figured out a way to win outside the ring, too. No one thought he would have got that Spence fight. Earl Spence deserves all the credit in the world for that. But Crawford deserves the credit for saying, you know what, forget these promoters and key decision makers and all these individuals imposing these impediments. Nah, man, I'm going to get around that. I'm going to go directly to Spence. And they talked. And Spence said, yeah. Because Spence wanted to fight too. Break that bread. And what happened? Well, I'll tell you what he did with that ice-cold focus. Before even getting to Spence, he became undisputed at 140. Cleaned out the division like a man taking out the trash. Didn't get any credit for it. Went up to 147, was calling everybody out, wanted to fight everyone. They were saying Crawford would get exposed at 147. He fought nobody. Spence is going to walk him down, Bud's too small. Y'all remember all that noise? Then he went in there, turned Earl Spence to a heavy bag with eyes. But Earl Spence is the reason why that fight happened, because Earl Spence was being advised not to take it. Really, Earl Spence should have avoided. He should have swerved Terence Crawford, and then he should have went straight to Canelo. But, Earl Spence believed in himself. Crawford just proved to be able to up it, and was just a step ahead of Spence. And it showed from, I'd say, towards the ends of the first round. You could see, holy shit, this fight looking like a little bit of a mismatch. And from the second round on, that's what we got. That wasn't just a win. That was a masterclass in dismantling an elite fighter. To be honest with you, I don't really like the comparison, but Terence Crawford and Spence was like Floyd versus Gotti level domination. You know what I'm saying? And even after that, what did fans do? They said, well, Spence was drained. Nah, bro. Spence was drowned. Crawford didn't just beat him. He unmade him. He dismantled him. He destabilized him. He tranquilized him. He took it to the stupid on him. And you think after that, the world would finally give the man his flowers. But no. Instead of yes. The next sentence out of everyone's mouth was, he needs to fight Canelo. Oh, man, y'all want to get this man killed, huh? That's what we thought. It's like Crawford can't win unless he conquers every single fighter who's ever been relevant. So what happened? He had already conquered 135, 140, 147. Now people want him to go all the way up. Face Canelo, super middleweight, just to earn respect. But respect from who? From a crowd that cheers failure louder than greatness? That's not laughing and smiling with joy of your victory, laughing and smiling with joy of your loss, of you not performing to your potential and failing. You see, the truth is boxing fans don't appreciate greatness until it's gone, man. When Floyd was running through people, fans called him boring. They still come out there and disrespect Floyd. Knowing Floyd, he didn't just whip everyone's ass he got in the ring with. He zipped their asses. And to be quite frank, if Floyd was boxing in any era, he'd probably zip anyone and everyone who was in front of him, whip their asses. Now, even though I don't like this guy's style, Andre Ward, he was outsmarting everyone. They said he was too technical, said he was boring. I kind of agree with some of that shit, but what saves Andre Ward when it comes to me arguing on his behalf, I just say Super 6. That's all I say. And most people never watch that shit. That's when I stop talking. I like, okay, if you never watched Super 6, shut the F up. Don't come out here talking about Andre Ward was boring. He was too technical. Okay, I kind of get it. But Bozo, McNicholas, Birdbrain. If you never watched Andre Ward and you don't know what the Super 6 tournament was, all you know is the Kovalev fight, the first Kovalev fight and the second Kovalev fight, then you're not even qualified to be here talking about boxing. McNicholas. Then Roy Jones Jr. out here dancing on people. Roy Jones Jr. had that little piece of shag in the back of his head, that little piece of whatever that shit looked like. They had took a Slim Jim and dried it in the sun and super glued that shit to the back of his neck. I don't know what that shit was here on the back of his neck. People said he was showboating. Didn't have any true skill. He was just athletic. Horrible. Roy Jones had all the skills to pay the bills, and you take that and couple it with the athleticism he had. That's why you got what Roy Jones was. He was an alien. The man was undefeatable. Immortal. Put his ass up to heavyweight and came back down to 175 and was never the same. But at the same time, now all those fans, all those McNicholases, they say, man, I miss the days of Floyd. Yeah, man, Andre Ward should come back and fight AJ. I wonder how Ward would. He could probably outsmart him. Probably be too technical for AJ. Oh, yeah. You need a Roy Jones Jr. today. Jerome Boots in his, he's kind of like a Roy, but he ain't Roy. Man, it'd be nice to have a Roy right now. You know what that means? It means history has perfect vision, but fans don't. Just a bunch of McNicholas running around. Crawford's sitting in that same seat now. He's literally trying to do what nobody in boxing history has done. Man, trying to become a 4-division undisputed champion and y'all hating on him? That's not just legendary. You know what I'm saying? That's generational. Like this money he getting from Turkey Al-Sheikh. But half of the internet, the Instagrammers, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, the Twitterers. By the way, Twitter's the most toxic place on the internet. They out here like, yeah, Crawford's trying to become 4-time undisputed, but who did he fight though? Real McNicholas business. He fought everybody who would dare fight him. The other one put duck sauce on the fried rice. Stalled or needed time or needed $10, $15, $20 million. Needed Crawford to have an arm cut off, leg cut off. Cut off his balls, then we'll fight him. You see what I'm saying? But Crawford he's not out here moving with clout. He ain't clout chasing. He moving with conviction. He's validated. He's like, yeah, y'all keep playing around me. All right, when I get in the ring with y'all, we're going to validate who the real deal is. Get in there and whip everybody's ass. So you got to understand, when you got a person who's built like that, you just got to put some respect on the name. Now, let's talk about what he actually accomplished, because I still think people don't really quite understand what this man has done. You know what I'm saying? He's a 3-division world champion, a 3-division undisputed world champion. That's crazy. 5-division champion. First man ever to get back-to-back undisputed distinctions in the 4-belt era. He ain't never had no draws, no controversies, no running, no cherry picking, no coochie cooing, tickling. None of that, no tickling, none of that bullcrap, chicken pecking, nothing. He's done it while being his own boss, building his own brand, walking his own path, and being comfortable in his own skin. Which some say is his skin color is the reason why he was treated the way he was treated. And remember, not just by the man, the white man. Oh no. It was the black fighters, black promoters, black managers, black key decision makers. It was everybody. They just looked at Crawford, and for them, he didn't fit the image of someone who should be a champion, of someone who should be the face of boxing. And that's horrible that a guy like Crawford had to deal with that bullshit. Makes me think about, he was talking about as a kid, just like Canelo talked about, they would call him white boy, red hair, tangerine hair, cheese hair, all kind of horrible shit they used to call Canelo. Just because he, grew up in Mexico, but he just looked a little bit different, didn't he? And then Crawford, dark skin, call him crusty, crispy, all kind of horrible shit because he had dark skin. But we know how that shit is in school. I'm sure we've all had different things we've gone through as a young kid. I know I did, especially being a mixed cat, brown skin, straight hair. They used to say I had Michael Jackson hair. He got Michael Jackson hair. Dumbass kids. But the teacher, before I get off topic, but my female teachers used to be rubbing up on me in elementary school. That shit knocked, get them thrown in the joint. But I ain't gonna lie, I used to like that, especially when they used to hug me and have my face all in between their breasts. But that has nothing to do with boxing. So with Crawford, it's not just greatness. This stuff with Crawford being undefeated, no controversies, no cherry picking, nothing. Doing the business, 3-time undisputed, 5-weight divisions, champion, doing things his way. His legacy's written in bold print, man. But what does he get in return? He gets memes, he gets criticism. Casual fans saying he's overrated. He got these bum-ass YouTubers who never stepped in the ring saying he's never been tested. And these guys have never even... They never had a fight. Matter of fact, they never even had a pencil fight. They never even had a pencil fight. Much less get in the ring and have someone punch you in the nose. But let me talk about these dumbasses and YouTubers out here, man, who don't know shit. Let me ask y'all something. Terence Crawford, right? If dominating every division you've been in, right, doesn't make you great, then what does? Does Crawford need to juggle flaming chainsaws while throwing uppercuts in the circus with the McNicholases booing him? Does he need to punch through a tank? Does he need to jump butt naked in a river and swim across with man-eating crocodiles? And then stop halfway, splash the water, and as a crocodile approaches him to chomp him up, grab the crocodile by the mouth and rip off his mouth and pull his teeth out one by one and then swim to the other side and make a necklace out that shit? Because apparently that's the level of performance and the kind of threat they feel needs to be in the ring with Crawford. It could be what's required now for this man to get his flowers, you know what I'm saying? So the real tragedy here is that fans will realize how special Crawford is only when he's gone. Then you see him, the McNicholases out here stop making tribute videos and highlight reels and documentaries about his quiet greatness. Right now, while he's active, treating him like a man who hasn't already done the impossible multiple times. I call it making the impossible possible. And that's why maybe, just maybe, Crawford should just walk away. Don't even give these people the satisfaction of him becoming undisputed in the 4th weight division and them not giving him credit anyway, or possibly going down to 160. And, I don't see it happening, but, it's boxing. Maybe losing or being in a close fight that he wins, but just giving him any reason to say, we told you so. Just walk away, man. I know that Turkey al-Sheikh money is crazy, because when Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. Don't come out here and get these bozos and give these bozos an opportunity to poke you in your eyeball. Like really, the only thing left for Crawford is to get a bunch of money. There's nothing left to prove. just get these 9-figure paydays. He's done it all, man. It's like Canelo. Canelo had done it all. Crawford beating everyone who mattered. He's already a Hall of Famer right now, today. The man, 37 years old, has nothing left to prove. Could retire undefeated as one of the most accomplished and completed fighters to ever exist. Now, it looks like he is going to fight again, but the one thing about it, it's the love for the game. And that's the difference with Crawford. Like, he really loves his boxing. You can say what you want about Mayweather. He was fighting for that money, but he loved boxing. Mayweather lived. That dude lived the life, didn't he? But that's why Crawford would fight again, because he loved the game. He ain't doing it because the fans deserve it. Let's be real. The fans don't. There's a concentric few, but the expanded fan base, they don't deserve that shit. They don't appreciate cerebral mastery anymore. They want viral knockouts, loudmouth trash talk. Where's the Ricardo Mayorga? Ricardo Mayorga in the house. They want fake rivalries, scripted stuff. Crawford's too pure for that. He don't care. He from that old school cloth. The kind of fighter who speaks with his fists, not with his tweets. Plus, remember, this man got shot in his head. His own mother said he wasn't shit. Wasn't going to do nothing with himself. Trying to get his ass whipped. Think Crawford will come out here and get into some back and forth exchange with these bozo McNicholases? Nah, Crawford like, all right, we're going to see. And boxing, this thing boxing, as a sport, has a bad habit of eating its own heroes alive. It's like the moment a fighter gets too good, fans turn on him. They want to see the empire fall. They don't cheer for greatness. They cheer for chaos. They like to see you losing, like to see you flailing. They want to see you chest to canvas, ass in the air like you had a Diddy party. So maybe the best thing Crawford should do is retire undefeated, with his mind sharp, his legacy untouchable, and his body still intact. Because when you've already climbed Mount Everest, there's no reason to go looking for another mountain just to prove that you can climb. Cuzzo, you climb Mount Everest. What you doing? Get out my goddamn backyard. Let these fools talk. Let them doubt you, man. Let them argue on Twitter, the most toxic place in social media. Because in 10 years, they'll be the same one saying, man, yeah, nobody did it like Bud Crawford. And they'll be right, but they'll be late. So maybe it's time for Crawford to let the world miss him while he's still here. Maybe it's time for the king to close the book on his own terms before the same crowd that doubted him turns around and pretends they always believed. Because make no mistake, the day Crawford retires is the day boxing officially realizes what it lost. And by then, it'll be too late because he ain't coming back. So, in my opinion, Crawford should retire right now. But I understand getting that money. But you say, why I say that? The fans don't appreciate it, man. These fans failed Terence Crawford since he first turned pro to right now. Even the thing about the shooting there, when the cop pulled a gun on him, it was still out here talking crazy. This man's birthday, supposed to be celebrated in Omaha. For the rest of his life, when his birthday comes around, he gonna think about how the cops put a gun to his face on his birthday. The rest of his life, he gotta hold on to that. And y'all out here not even paying attention to that shit. Fools out here trying to justify what the police did to that man. That shit pisses me off. I had to stop doing videos about that because, man, I stopped cussing. The real side of me comes out because, I ain't about to get into all that shit. That really bothered me to my core to see that shit. Like, that's horrible. I got a story I should give y'all, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to give y'all that one. But I'll put it to you this way. Some of us are lucky to be here. That's why that shit hit home with me. Gun to somebody's head. That shit hit home with me. I ain't like it. But the bottom line, these bastards don't want to see Crawford win. They want to see him lose. They want to see him get shot. They want that shit. But you know what? Bud Crawford's greatness, it wasn't wasted. But on this generation, they don't appreciate it. They don't even realize, man, this man retires today. He's already a top 5 all time, maybe top 3. Boxing fans are the problem, not Terence Crawford. But it's cool. For you McNicholases out there, y'all will miss Crawford when he's gone, but for the ones who appreciate him now, y'all know what I'm saying. That's just the sad truth about Crawford's legacy, man. But the real deal, you know what the real deal is? Crawford might be the last real fighter left who just don't give a shit, who just really chasing greatness, going towards the fighter, going to the fire, going towards the danger, and really wants to whip ass. And it's just cool that he gets a little bit of money for doing something that's ingrained in him. Anyway, I'm about to go my butt to bed. I got to get up, go jogging, lift weights. I got to do this. I got to do that. It drops about 25 drawn votes in this video because people ain't watching. I don't know what the hell happened after Canelo lost, man. I got all these subscribers, man. My video should be doing like 5,000 views. I don't know why. I ain't even getting 1,000 views anymore. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe it's something wrong with my computer or YouTube. But make sure y'all watching these videos in entirety, man. I just want to tell you I appreciate the support. Y'all keep cool. Terence Crawford. Don't allow his greatness to be wasted on this generation because people don't appreciate him. Appreciate that man while you got him. Because this is the point where he should be cherry picking and bullshit. Instead, this man's going down to 160. And there's some killers at 160. 38 years old, still out here going after greatness. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm in the breeze.